Ever feel like your Apple TV is sitting there in your living room, doing just enough but not really showing its full power? Like it's smart, but maybe not as smart as it could be? Well, this new update might finally change that. Apple has quietly rolled out tvOS 26.2, and at first glance it looks small. But once you dig deeper, you realize this update completely changes how Apple TV works for families, kids, guests, and even audio lovers. Some of these changes fix long-standing problems. Others feel like Apple finally listened. And a few hidden details make this one of the most important Apple TV updates in a long time. Apple recently pushed out updates across its entire ecosystem. iPhones, iPads, Macs, watches, and yes, Apple TV too. But unlike flashy iOS updates, tvOS updates usually fly under the radar. This time, that would be a mistake. tvOS 26.2 focuses less on big visual changes and more on real, everyday use. Things people actually complain about. Things that matter in real homes, with real families, real kids, and real shared living rooms. If you try to update your Apple TV and don't see tvOS 26.2 right away, don't panic. This happens a lot. A quick restart usually solves it. Once the update appears, you'll notice the build number changes, and after installation, the experience feels subtly different. Not louder, not flashy, just cleaner, smarter, more intentional. The very first thing Apple wants you to notice is profiles. Profiles aren't new, but Apple finally decided to stop treating them like an optional feature. Now they are front and center. When you turn on your Apple TV, it doesn't just throw you into content anymore. It asks a simple question: who's watching? That one change might sound small, but it completely changes how the device feels. Suddenly, Apple TV isn't just a shared box connected to your television. It feels personal. It feels like it belongs to everyone in the house individually, not just whoever set it up first. Before this update, profiles were there, but they felt half-baked. Many people ignored them because they were annoying to manage. Now, Apple has reworked the entire system. You can create a new profile directly on the Apple TV itself. No iPhone required. No Apple ID required at the start. That's huge. This means if you have kids, guests, or even parents visiting, you don't need to log them into a full Apple account just to give them their own space. You simply add a profile, give it a name, choose an icon, and that's it. Apple even includes playful icons like robot faces, making it easier to recognize profiles at a glance. This new setup feels faster and more human. It doesn't assume everyone wants or needs an Apple ID right away. It respects the reality of shared devices. Now let's talk about the biggest upgrade in this entire update: kid profiles. And honestly, this is where Apple TV finally becomes a serious family device. When you create a new profile, Apple asks a simple question: is this for child? If you select yes, the system immediately guides you through content restrictions. No digging through menus. No confusing settings. Just clear options. You can choose exactly what ratings are allowed for TV shows and movies. G only, PG, or slightly higher if you want. Once set, the Apple TV automatically blocks anything outside those limits. Kids can browse freely without accidentally landing on content they shouldn't see. For parents, this is a game changer. No more worrying about autoplay jumping into something inappropriate. No more hovering over your kids every second. The system does the work for you. And what's smart here is that Apple didn't lock these profiles into a permanent child mode. These profiles can grow. Later, when your child gets older, or when a guest wants their own account, the profile can be upgraded into a full Apple account. All their watch history, preferences, and recommendations carry over. Apple uses a simple QR code for this transition. Scan it. Sign in. Done. No data lost. No reset. This is classic Apple thinking. Simple on the surface, powerful underneath. But tvOS 26.2 isn't only about profiles and kids. Apple also cleaned up the visual identity of the Apple TV experience itself. You might notice the Apple TV app icon looks more colorful now, slightly brighter, slightly more modern. But the bigger change is branding. Apple is slowly moving away from pushing the Apple TV Plus name everywhere. In many places, it's now just called a TV. This might sound like marketing fluff, but it actually improves clarity. Before, many users were confused. Is Apple TV the device? Is Apple TV plus the service? Is the app different? Now, Apple is unifying the experience. Your library, subscriptions, rentals, and originals all live under one clean name. The interface feels less cluttered because of this. Less labels, less noise, more focus on content. You spend less time thinking about where things are and more time watching what you want. Under the hood, tvOS 26.2 also fixes some extremely annoying bugs. And if you've experienced them, you know exactly how bad they were. Let's talk about AirPods. Specifically, AirPods Pro. Many users reported a strange audio delay when watching content on Apple TV. The sound would arrive slightly earlier in one ear than the other. It was subtle, but once you noticed it, it ruined the experience. This wasn't just annoying. For movies, it broke immersion. For dialogue-heavy shows, it was distracting. For some people, it even caused headaches. tvOS 26.2 finally fixes this. Audio is now perfectly synced between both earbuds. No delay, no imbalance. It just works the way it always should have. Another long-standing bug involved profile selection itself. Sometimes, when the Apple TV woke up from sleep, profiles simply wouldn't appear. You'd be stuck in the wrong profile or forced to restart the device. That bug is gone. Profile selection on Wake now works reliably. Every time. This might sound boring, but reliability is everything, especially for devices meant to just work. Security is another major part of this update, and this is something many people overlook. tvOS 26.2 includes several important security patches. Apple fixed vulnerabilities in the kernel and WebKit that could have allowed malicious apps to gain control or track user behavior. There is also a serious issue with JPEG image processing. A specially crafted image file could cause system instability just by being viewed. That's scary. Apple patched it. By updating, you're not just getting new features. You're protecting your home network. Your Apple TV is connected to Wi-Fi. It talks to other Apple devices. Leaving it unpatched is a risk. Now here's my honest opinion. tvOS 26.2 might not be flashy, but it's one of the most important Apple TV updates in years. It feels more stable than the original 26.0 release. It fixes real problems. It improves family use. It respects shared spaces. This update finally makes Apple TV feel complete. Not just a streaming box, but a smart, personal, secure hub for your living room. If you have kids, you need this update. If you use AirPods with Apple TV, you need this update. If you care about security, you definitely need this update. Apple didn't shout about this release. They didn't hype it. But sometimes the best updates are the quiet ones. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another update like this.